Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz. This is the news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable for the past week. Today is Friday, November 19th. And you can get all this news over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. I wanted to start with something new from Google that they announced a couple days ago. We wrote about it on November 18th, which was yesterday. Basically, Google, I think back in August, said they're going to go now ahead and show more results for certain types of queries, those queries that have specific navigational intent, to show more results of the same domain on Google search results. So Google might show several results from a single domain for one query on a page. So you can literally have like 7 of the 10 search results to be from a single domain for a query that you do. And Google started this back in August, and now they said they actually have expanded it. It is true, they have expanded it. In addition, if you do come up where there's multiple domains matching and showing up on a single search result, Google said they will make them more compact by showing only a single line snippet. So it's pretty cool to see, I guess, for reputation management purposes. Personally, I don't think it's the greatest thing to have for a searcher, but I guess Google knows best. So you can give it a try right now. For example, just search for Rusty Brick, all one word. Search for Rusty Brick, all one word, and you'll see the main result comes up with the site links, followed by 3 additional results, all with single line snippets. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. This morning I reported that Bing is updating, or supposedly updating. There are some reports from Webmaster World that Bing, Microsoft search engine, is showing a shift in the rankings of the search results. So we had 2 reports so far. One said he sees this news site that's ranking above him now. Another person saying he's not being outranked, but the results under him have definitely shifted around a bit. So if you notice anything, yesterday started happening, and there's reports over Webmaster World. We reported about it today on November 19th, and maybe you'll have more information about that later on. The next topic is Google is now doing a better job of indexing and understanding the content and even videos within Flash files or SWF files. Google announced earlier this week that they can now index and use, I'll quote you, almost any text a user can see as they interact with the SWF, which is basically a Flash file on your website. So they can pretty much do anything and everything with those files. Still, it does not mean you should go ahead and use Flash completely for your site. It does mean that Google's doing a much better job at understanding the links, content, and everything within these Flash files. So that's good news for people who do have Flash sites and who have links from Flash sites. In addition, Google started this process back in 2004, we believe. We saw signs of Google indexing Flash files. Also, in 2008, Google made a big advancement with Flash files, partnering with Flash or Adobe to make it possible. 2009, they expanded that, and now this year, they've even gone further to make Flash indexing much more improved at Google. Ben Edelman, Harvard professor who does a lot of reports on search, specifically on Google specifically, came out with a report this week named Hard Coding Bias in Google's Algorithmic Research Results. Basically, Ben Edelman is basically saying that Google is hand coding some of the algorithmic, purely unbiased search results in the Google search result page. The thing is, if you look at his study, he pretty much only pinpoints the one-box results. Like if you type in weather, zip code, you type in a certain medical condition, and it comes up in one box. If you type in stock quotes, out comes Google Finance. If you type in, things that would trigger like flight results or movie results, all these things that result in a actual one box that come up, and he's calling that Google hand coding algorithmic results. Technically, if you look at the definition of an algorithmic result, is an organic listing. A listing that comes from the index, crawled via the unstructured web, brought into Google's index, and then ranked algorithmically in the 10 results or so. Those one boxes do not count as a single result. Those one boxes are structured data that Google pays for. Those one boxes only show up when the query intent has to do with an actual answer. All the search engines do this. I'm not sure why Ben only pointed out Google does this. Also, I'm not really sure why it's unethical. I mean, you do a search for 1 plus 1, you want Google to show you a calculated result of 2. You do a search for weather, you don't want to go be taken to a weather site, you want to know what the weather is in that location. If you do a stock quote search, you want to get a stock quote result. And obviously Google's paying for this information. I don't think it's unethical. I don't think it's hand coding. I do think you can make a case for that, but I don't think it's hand coding of the organic algorithmic results. It is definitely placing Google's results above everybody else's, but it's not hand coding specifically those algorithmic results. All right, that's my rant. That's over with. Next. Exact domains. I told you last week we covered PubCon. I told you some of the highlights from Matt Cutz's speech, where he spoke to everybody out there in the PubCon event. And one of those things he talked about specifically was how exact domains are on the radar, and people are saying that they rank too high in Google, and Google will take a specific look at those exact domains and figure out why they might be ranking well. It doesn't mean they're actually going to change anything. They are going to take a look at them. So there's a lot of discussion over the past week since that those key highlights I've pointed out, and now people are writing about it in the past week or so. There's the threads at different forums like Webmaster World, SEO Book. Peter at SEO Book actually went ahead and wrote about it as well, and there's lots of blogs that covered it as well. So I showed some examples of doing a search for carpet and carpet.org outranking a Wikipedia result, doing a search for a longer tail keyword, a 3-word keyword, where it shows a exact domain with hyphens ranking fairly well above the top 2 results. And I showed a search result for SEO where exact domains don't rank very well. I mean, they do, but they don't rank above Wikipedia. They don't rank above Google, per se. So that's just some examples. The bottom line with this is people will link to you by your domain name. So my domain name for my company is Rusty Brick. People will link to me using the keyword anchor text Rusty Brick. People link to my blog, the Search Engine Roundtable, with the keyword Search Engine Roundtable. I know this not just because it's common sense. I know this because I look at Google Webmaster Tools and it shows me the top links I have to my website and what people are linking to me in that order. And most of that, and number 1 for each of all my sites, is the domain name of my website, not the .com. They just leave it off. All they do is link to me with Rusty Brick. So that's the common sense pretty much. The question is how this will impact things in the future. As you know, lots of search engines are bringing in other factors outside of links. Obviously, the most important thing right now is still links and anchor text, but other factors are coming in. Links are not being counted as much. So what's going to happen in the future with exact domains? You just got to think a little bit ahead and say, all right, I have SEO.com. Is that going to start to rank number 1 for SEO? Or we'll go look at other ranking factors or other things outside of anchor text. So just keep an eye on that, and it's going to probably change over the course of the next few months. The question is how much and what exactly is going to happen. Obviously, Google released instant previews a couple weeks ago, and those instant previews show up in the search results. If you don't like them, too bad, they're there really. As a webmaster, if you have issues with them and you want Google to update them, or you have issues where Google's not getting your Google Instant previews, John Moo posted a very detailed FAQ section at the Google Webmaster Help section. I have a link to it on November 18th at SEOroundtable.com. Plus, he's asking for specific feedback. So if you have questions or problems, all you got to do is go to that forum and post them over there. If you don't like them as a searcher, there is a way to turn them off. There's a script that works in Firefox and Chrome that you can actually install on your Firefox and Chrome browser, not IE yet, and it will remove those instant previews. That I posted about on November 17th at SEOroundtable.com. Hot Pot. Google released a new local search social tool. It's called Google Hot Pot. I initially thought it was called Google Hotspot, and I got a lot of traffic for naming my article that. Then I changed it, and I lost all that traffic. But basically, it's basically a way for you to become friends with a lot of people in the world, recommend things, local things, hospitals, restaurants, clubs, whatever it might be, and rate them, and then your friends will rate them, and then automatically Google will figure out what you might like and use that towards the future. We have posted about this, some screenshots and some more information on November 16th. It will be interesting to see how Google incorporates this in the future of Google Places and Google Maps. A very cool Yahoo search tool came out this week. I don't think Yahoo wants it to be considered a search tool. It's basically a cool widget that they made. And it's basically called Yahoo Clues. You can access it at clues.yahoo.com. And this system pretty much shows you, it's basically an advanced keyword tool. It has a lot of features. It basically shows you demographics of who's searching for what, by age, by gender. It shows you income levels. It shows you their location in the world, like geographic location. Shows you the related keywords based on those keywords they're searching, which is all nice and dandy. But they also have this feature called Search Flows, and it shows you if they search for keyword X, what do they probably search for before that keyword, and what do they possibly search for after that keyword. And you can break that down by segment and age and group and everything. So it's pretty cool. It's fun to play with. It's a great new keyword tool, so add it to your tool basket. We have more information about this on November 17th at seroundtable.com. Japan. I've never been there. Maybe one day I will. But Yahoo Japan is expected one day to use Google Japan search results. They're not using Bing and Yahoo Japan. They have a different leadership, a different cost structure, and different management. And they're, I believe, a totally separate company from Yahoo here. Yahoo here is using Bing, Microsoft. But in Japan, they are going to be using Google. Some are saying they're actually using Google right now, as of this morning or yesterday. The problem is, when I went to Yahoo Japan, I did a search. The results didn't match. It also did say Yahoo is providing these results. So maybe it's being rolled out slowly and some people are actually seeing it. We haven't posted about this on November 19th. Definitely take a look at it for yourself because it is a big search market. A couple more things to go. Google has expanded their AdSense general category blocking. You were able to do this back in April 2009 as a beta. They expanded it more later on this year, and now they've been releasing it more and more and calling it a new feature, general category blocking, as of last month. It allows you to block 170 more specific categories, like travel, finance, whatever it might be, from showing up in your sites. It allows you to block up to 50 different ad categories and 170 fine-grained categories. Here, I have a picture of it on my blog. You can take a look at that on November 18th. A lot of people got invites to it. If you're a publisher, you probably got an invite to it this week. If you like it, great. If not, you don't have to use it, but it's out there right now. Two more topics. The Google phone book has, at least the operator, when you do phone book : name, that has been sunsetted or destroyed, killed. It's interesting because it was live last week. I was playing with it, and then this week I was searching for it. I couldn't find anything. Then I saw a thread with complaints about it, and now I saw a blog post after John Boo commented saying that a Googler actually commented about this. Let me just bring that up. And the Googler who commented about it was Daniel Russell. He's a very big researcher and R&D person at Google. He basically said they removed it because, let me quote him right here, "As you can imagine, this was an endless source of hassle for people who were surprised to see themselves searchable on Google, and for Google, who had to constantly deal with all the takedown requests and outrage letters from folks who have thought they were unlisted." So they got rid of it. It does still show up if you do a search for a specific name and zip code, but it doesn't show up if you just do a search for a phone book and their name. I really don't care either way, but that's the way it is. Final topic is Google News. I thought this was pretty funny, but yet it's nice to see them doing this. Google News is asking publishers to either say they're the original source of an article by using the meta tag original source, or to say they're syndicating the article from some other third party and link to that third party in the meta tag. The syndicated source meta tag is basically meta name equals syndicated -source. Then you put content equals the URL that you're syndicating it from, and then Google will figure out that you are syndicating it from there. And it's a good way for Google to figure out what the original story is. If you are the original story, they ask you to say you are the original story by using meta name, original source, and your URL. The thing is, I just think it's funny that Google's asking publishers to be honest about who broke a story, who did it, but that's another case for another thing. All right, that was November 17th at SERoundtable.com. That pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, November 19th. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. Everyone have a great weekend, and goodbye.